The next 12 months promises to be one of the biggest investing opportunities in a generation. The $2 trillion Green New Deal to electrify the U.S. economy will drive a massive windfall for suppliers of clean energy firms. Electric vehicle manufacturing and the rebuilding of the U.S. power grid will be heavily dependent on one product: copper. This means the future for copper miners is extremely bright. Now, it doesn't matter if you believe in climate change or if you're skeptical that our current oil-reliant economy will be able to transition away from fossil fuels. What's important is the U.S. is set to boost domestic production of resources that support clean energy, and there's a super easy way to potentially profit from it. Today, I want to tell you about a natural resource company that has already secured over $100 million in government funding. Rob McLeod is the president, CEO, and a director of Heatherdale Resources. His company is sitting on one of the very few underground copper mine opportunities in America today. Again, copper will be one of the biggest beneficiaries of the move to clean energy. So Rob, thank you so much for joining me. I'm just going to jump right into this. Walk me through the opportunity that Heatherdale represents.
Hello, Jonathan. Well, Heatherdale, in a nutshell, we are a $20 million market cap company that is going to be central in part of this $20 trillion global opportunity associated with the transition away from fossil fuels to a green economy. And the flagship project that we have in the company, of course, it is a copper deposit. It is high grade, but it also has a lot of gold, and all the gold bugs out there will love it, as well as zinc and silver. It's an advanced stage project. Again, with our $20 million market cap, there's been over $80 million that has been spent on the property to date. So it's quite advanced stage. It's a high-grade underground project. And there's also significant support from the state of Alaska. There is a $125 million low-interest loan that was passed as an act of legislation to stimulate the development of this project. So it really ticks all the boxes for investors that are looking at an opportunity to be part of the Green New Deal.
So you have a reputation for delivering for shareholders. For those viewers of ours that don't know your background, why don't you fill them in a little bit?
Well, sure. I'm a third generation miner. I actually grew up kind of a stone throw away from this project in northwestern British Columbia. I'm a geologist by training, and I have a record of delivering great value for shareholders and takeouts. My last company, IDM Mining, was acquired back last year in 2019. Actually, one of the companies that I'm most proud of was I led Underworld Resources with the White Gold Project in the Yukon, which back in 2010, when we made the original discovery out there, it precipitated the largest staking rush since the Klondike. And we subsequently sold the company to one of the world's largest gold producers, Kinross, for over $120 million. So mining's been in my blood, and I'm really passionate about exploration, about delivering value not only to shareholders, but also communities and all stakeholders as well.
So what's the backstory then with Heatherdale? How did you find this project in Alaska?
Well, I've actually had my eye on this property for virtually my whole career, and again, it's quite close to my hometown. And since there's been quite a bit of work that's been done there to date, I follow it in the news, and I've honestly spent about half my career working in the state of Alaska, and most of the rest of it was working in northwestern BC. And after our last company was sold, IDM Mining, we were looking around for opportunities on what we could do next. And we saw that, since 2012, which was a period of low metal prices, that the company and the property had essentially been idle. So we saw, and I'm a big believer in copper and all sorts of commodities, is that we thought this was going to be a really great opportunity. So I joined the company as CEO back during the summer. We did a significant restructuring, so we got a really nice tight share structure, and management has a lot of skin in the game in this one. So it involved writing some checks.
So walk me through the Niblack project itself. What do you have there?
This is a high-grade, bulk mineable, it's a very wide ore body, polymetallic deposit. Most of the value within it is copper, as well as gold, silver, and zinc. It's a historic producer, so actually about at the turn of the last century, ore was actually direct shipped to smelters along the west coast because it's right located on tidewater. And as mentioned, it's had hundreds and hundreds of drill holes that have been drilled to date on the property. Over $80 million US has been spent. Again, we just have a $20 million market cap. So there's all of this advanced stage work that has been done to date, and we're currently drilling out there right now. We are drilling close to the historic mine, where there's no resources yet, so we hope to add some resources there. There's already millions of tons at other deposits on the property, but this is like 5% copper type values with really good gold, silver, and zinc. And we had a new geological model that we're out there testing right now. And unlike a lot of other projects in Alaska, we can work year-round here because we have that underground access and we're located really close to the coast. So it's really an ideal project for us just getting started.
So what do you have to do to develop the project then? Obviously you're growing the resource with the drills turning, but what do you have to do to develop this project to turn it into a mine?
So Niblack is so unique because, again, as part of this commitment to transition away from fossil fuels, President-elect Biden has said that he supports the domestic copper mining industry in the United States. And, maybe address one of the elephants in the room, which actually there's an elephant-sized deposit, the Pebble deposit owned by Northern Dynasty, that just a couple of weeks ago had its permits denied by the U.S. federal government. This is like huge, the largest undeveloped copper deposit in the United States. I believe that the future is these high-grade underground type projects. There's less risk associated with them. There's less footprint. They make much more sense economically because there's a lot less capital that need to be risked. And it's already a well-advanced project with all sorts of really quality work that's been done to date. And we believe that through additional exploration, we can continue to grow resources. And then really importantly, like all mines have to go ahead if they have the will of the people behind them. And I believe that our company, Heatherdale, is going to be one of the global innovators in terms of how we handle this new buzzword, which isn't a buzzword, it's what should be done properly, which is called ESG. And we intend to be really different on that respect, which we believe will return great value to shareholders.
Okay, so I want to center in on that point. You know that a lot of miners pay lip service to ESG, but the truth is they don't do anything once they're actually working on a project. What makes you different?
This is something that I personally am exceptionally passionate about. I grew up in this part of the world. I see the positive impacts that mining can have on communities in terms of giving opportunities. But it's way more than that. It's about being inclusive. It's about, in this part of the world, certainly for Indigenous people, for all members of all communities up there, but to really give an opportunity to be part of this company on many different levels. So, if you look at our vision is to be a leader in inclusiveness and being innovative and being transparent. And throughout especially my recent career, I'm really proud of what I have delivered for other stakeholders, which are the communities, which are the environment, which are the people that love it and live up there. Basically, it's watch what we're going to be doing over the months and years ahead.
Okay, so final question for you, Rob. What is the investing thesis for Heatherdale? You know, investors have a lot of different options, especially with what's happening in the markets today. Why should they put their hard-earned money into Heatherdale?
Investors they want one thing: returns when it comes to it. And I believe that Heatherdale ticks all the boxes to deliver those. First of all, again, we have a cheap market cap. We're only around 20 million US with all of this money that's been spent, $80 million spent on the property. We're actively exploring. We're going to have year-round results that are going to come out of high-grade, not only copper, but gold, silver, and zinc as well. We have a nice, tight share structure. So it's so important for, and one of the big lessons that I have from some of my previous deals is to really keep that share structure tight. Finance without warrants, so you don't have a warrant overhang. We have this low-interest loan facility and support from the state of Alaska. And most importantly, we're part of what I believe copper, this cycle that's coming up in copper, and it's already really started to move, with over the price over $3.50 per pound. I think this is going to be the best copper cycle that any of us have seen. There just isn't the supply out there that is going to meet all of the demand that is required for electric vehicles, not only in the United States, but all over the globe. And high-grade, underground, accessible projects that have social license, these are the ones, especially if you're an ethical investor in the mining business, this is something that you want to put your money behind.
All right, Rob, your website is heatherdaleresources.com, but I know you have a very popular Twitter account. What is it called again?
So you can follow me at Goldfinder12. Not only do I tweet a lot about Heatherdale and what we're doing up there, with photos and videos and lots of information, but about the mining industry in general, about lots of other juniors. I'm a very active volunteer in this business, so I tweet about really good causes that the mining industry gets behind. And also, I'm very proud of my Vizsla dogs, so you would see lots of cute photos of them.
Okay, well listen, Rob, I really appreciate your time today.
All right, thank you so much for having me, Jonathan.